How do you make an LED sign yourself? I asked myself the same question about a year ago. Actually, I needed a good birthday present for my girlfriend, and for some reason this came to my mind. And it turns out making your own acrylic LED sign is not that hard to do. Many people have done it before and there are a ton of tutorials out there, so it was perfect for me to do. But because I set my goals too high sometimes, I tried to make an animated sign. Now, I use the term animated very loosely, as you will see later in the video. If you consider 3 frames of a sunflower growing animation, we are on the same page. So how do you make an animated LED neon sign? Well, start off by buying a 5mm sheet of acrylic glass, because that was the thickest sheet you could find. But generally, I would say thicker is better. For this project, of course. This way, your sign has more contact surface with the LED strip or LED bulbs, whichever you're going to use. Actually, I didn't use an LED strip to light up the sign. Not because it was much cheaper or looks better. I didn't read the description of the strip I bought online, so I bought one that wasn't made to be cut. But after watching Michael Clement's tutorial, I decided to use the same technique he used of making small recesses for the LED bulbs in the acrylic sheet. And let me tell you, it was such a pain fitting the recesses to the size of the LEDs. If you decide to do it yourself, get a proper tool to make your life easier, please. Also, this way it is possible to power the sign with only some AA batteries instead of a power cord. After having drawn the design of my 3 frames on paper, I taped them to my acrylic canvas. I then used the Dremel to carve the growing flowers through the paper into the acrylic glass. I taped over the acrylic sheets to add another layer of protection against unwanted scratches. The base of the LED sign I made from scraps of plywood, starting with the top where I had to drill holes for all the LED bulbs. Making the base, I made one of the most unnecessary mistakes in the whole project. I sanded down all the sides of the base before assembling them. This usually doesn't matter, but I already knew I would use wood glue and nails to keep my sad excuse of a base together. After assembly, I applied the first coat of wood paint, and surprise surprise, all the stains from gluing showed. So I had to sand down the entire base again. After wasting so much time, I made my second big mistake in working too hastily and sloppy while sanding everything down. I made quite the ugly scratches in the wood, which got only more visible after applying another coat of wood paint. I decided against making a new base because of time restrictions and not having the nerves to do it all over again. Finally, I had to do the most important thing for the whole project, the electronics. Problem? I understand next to nothing when it comes to electronics. Luckily, I have a brother that works with that kind of stuff and could help me. We used the soldering training kit, which was made to light up 10 LEDs one after another, so it worked perfectly for my purpose. The board only needed some resistors to make something happen, so it worked. But after a bit of used tin and breathing its very healthy and tasty fumes, the electronics were finished. And you know, looking at the base all assembled, it kinda looks like a bomb. But I swear, it's not. After many hours of work and a lot of frustration and mistakes, I finished the piece. And this is how it looks.